Welcome listeners to the audiobook edition of The Consciousness Code, a 10,000-year war, where we decode the profound mysteries of human awareness and unlock the hidden layers of the mind. Narrated by the author, this journey invites you to the question of reality itself. Settle in and let the code reveal itself. Across 10,000 years of human history, three sacred cities hold the key to humanity's greatest mystery. Yazd and its eternal fires burning in the Zoroastrian temples. Balkh and its forgotten wisdom. Varanasi, its ghats, the timeless Ganges, and the temples older than memory. Every civilization faces the same test: the war between wisdom and technology. Some master their technology and ascend to godlike heights. Others became slaves to their creations and fall into the depths of darkness. Now, as humanity stands at crossroads, the ancient rhythm threatens to repeat itself. Quantum mistakes and traditional priests, AI researchers and religious scholars race towards Kerala's Trishur, where the most complex fire ritual on earth, the great Yajna of Adiratram, may hold the key to breaking the cycle forever. Can humanity finally transcend the eternal dance between wisdom and technology? Or are we doomed to repeat the rise and fall of civilizations as in the past? A sweeping epic that bridges the ancient and the eternal, where the future of human consciousness hangs in the balance of sacred fire. A masterwork that dares to ask the biggest questions about human destiny and technological transcendence, brilliantly weaves together quantum physics and Vedic wisdom into an unforgettable tale of civilizational cycles. The Consciousness Code, a 10,000-year war.
Chapter 4: The Global Confederation. In a classroom in Neo Mumbai, teacher Priya activates the holographic display, showing the 5 zones of Global Confederation. Her students, connected from various zones across the planet, materialize as avatars in the shared digital learning space. Teacher Priya: Good morning, my curious minds. Today we are going to explore how our ancestors in the early 21st century would react if they could see our world today. Imagine explaining to someone from 2024 that countries no longer exist as they knew them. Aryan. His avatar answered with excitement. Teacher, would they think we have gone completely mad? What do you mean there is no Prime Minister of India or President of America? Forget that there is no India or no America. Teacher Priya, chuckling. Excellent point, Aryan. But tell me, what do you think is the biggest shock for them? Having no politicians or having no money? Chen, from Pacific Zone. No politicians. My great great grandfather's memory capsules show that people used to spend entire days arguing about politics and elections. Now our algorithms make decisions in microseconds based on the actual data. No dependency on campaign promises. Teacher Priya. Chen raises a fascinating point about our Planetary Governance Protocol, or PGP. But Kwame, you look puzzled. What's troubling you? Kwame. Avatar surrounded by floating African violets from the Afro-South American zone. Teacher, I understand the PGP integrates artificial, human and nature's intelligences. But how did people back then make decisions without nature's input? Did they just ignore the trees and animals? Teacher Priya, laughing warmly. Oh, Kwame, they did not deliberately ignore trees or nature in general. But yes, they often made decisions as if nature had no opinion. Imagine building a factory without asking the soil, air, and the local ecosystem what they actually thought. Aryan, started laughing. That's like cooking a dinner without asking the ingredients if they want to be eaten or not. No wonder they had so many environmental problems. Luna from Polar Zone. But teacher Priya, I think what they would find most incredible is the contribution credits or the CC system. People used to work for something they called a salary, regardless of whether their work helped or harmed the planet. Teacher Priya. Exactly, Luna. They had a peculiar system. Someone could earn millions by creating pollution, but someone who cleaned rivers earned barely enough to survive. Aryan, can you explain how our CC system fixed this paradox? Aryan proudly says, well, in our system, if you plant a forest, develop a clean technology, or tutor children, you earn massive contribution credits. But if you harm the environment or spread negativity, your CC balance decreases. It is as if the universe itself acts as your accountant. Teacher Priya. Beautifully explained. Now let's discuss something closer to my home. Why do you think the Indian subcontinent zone became the head of our global federation? Dimitri from Euro North American zone. Was it because they had the most advanced weapons? My ancestors' memory files contain many references to military power. Teacher Priya, shaking her head with an amused smile, says, not at all, Dimitri. Remember, our world transformed precisely because we moved beyond military might. Aryan, what is your perspective? Aryan's avatar glowed with pride. Teacher, the Indian subcontinent became head of global confederation, not by conquering others, but by conquering itself first. It combined ancient wisdom with quantum consciousness technology. While other regions were still debating whether meditation was scientific or spiritual, the Indian subcontinent was already integrating meditation into its AI systems. Chen, giggling, my grandfather always says Indians had a 5,000-year head start on understanding consciousness. While others were discovering the atom, Indians are already exploring the consciousness within the atom. Teacher Priya. Chen's grandmother is quite wise. But let us think more deeply. Chaya, you have been quiet. What do you think made the real difference? Chaya, from Afro South American zone. It was the principles dharma, karma, and ahimsa. The righteousness, the duty, and non-violence. Even today's robots follow ahimsa, principle of non-violence. Now, imagine trying to explain to a 2024 person that our cleaning robots apologize to dust particles before removing them. Everyone bursts into a laughter. Teacher Priya, wiping away the tears of laughter, says, Chaya, you have perfectly captured something profound with humor. Our non-violent robots may seem absurd, but they have prevented the robot uprising that a 2025 sci-fi movies feared. Aryan, teacher, I have a confession. Sometimes I wonder if we have made life too peaceful. Don't you miss the excitement of chaos, competition, and conflict that our ancestors had? Teacher Priya, thoughtfully. Aryan raises something important. Do the rest of you ever feel this way? Kwame, honestly, sometimes I watch old movies and think those car chases looked fun. But then I remember what they burned fossil fuels for entertainment while their planet was heating up. Luna, people gamble with food prices in those stock markets while others starve. Playing with food prices is like playing a video game with real lives. Teacher Priya, these are natural feelings, dear ones. But let me ask you this. Do you think our ancestors were genuinely happy with their chaos, or they were desperately seeking the harmony we now have? Dimitri, depression, anxiety, and loneliness persisted, even though people were connected through their primitive internet. Chen, did they confuse excitement with fulfillment? Is it like eating sugar instead of real nutrition? Teacher Priya. Brilliant analogy, Chen. Now let's discuss something that might surprise you all. What do you think was the hardest part of the transition to our Confederation system? Aryan. Thinking hard. Convincing people to give up their national identities? Indians were immensely proud of being Indian, and Americans were immensely proud of being American. None of them thought like a global citizen. Teacher Priya. Interesting theory. But what if I told you that people transitioned quite smoothly once they discovered their CIDs? Chaya, what do you think that was? Chaya. They realized that identity is more real when it is based on consciousness than when it is based on your birthplace. One may similarly realize that a person is not defined solely by their postal address. Teacher Priya. Exactly. Consciousness transcends geography. Aryan, with your CID, you can contribute to any zone. Does that make you feel less connected to your zone? Aryan, not at all. It makes me feel more connected because I chose to contribute here from love, not just because I was born here. It is the difference between an arranged marriage and choosing a soulmate yourself. The avatars nod in agreement as everyone laughs. Teacher Priya, what a beautiful metaphor. Now, before we conclude today's class, I want each of you to imagine meeting someone from 2024. Kwame, what would you tell them about our world? Kwame, I would tell them that humanity finally grew up. We stopped fighting our resources and started creating abundance. We stopped competing and started collaborating with the universe itself. Luna, we have learned that technology does not control nature. Instead, it has to dance with it. Dimitri, I would explain that we have found something better than democracy. We have found harmony among artificial intelligence, human wisdom, and nature's intelligence. Chen, I would tell them that we solved the ancient riddle, how to achieve progress without destruction and growth without greed. Chaya, we have finally understood that we are Earth's children and that we should take care of our parent. Teacher Priya, beaming with pride, asked, and Aryan, what wisdom would you share? Aryan, his avatar glowing warmly. I would tell them that the Indian concept of Vishwaguru, or universal teacher, was not about India ruling the world. It was about helping the world remember its own wisdom. Indians did not become teachers by having all the answers, but by asking the right questions. How do we live in harmony? How do we grow without harming? How do we remember that we are all connected to each other? Teacher Priya started applauding slowly. My dear students, you have just demonstrated why our system works. You have taken complex concepts and made them accessible. And most importantly, you have shown that learning is about transformation, not just information. If people living in 2024, whom we might consider our ancestors, could see us now, would they be proud of us or horrified by us? Aryan, what do you think? Aryan, I think they would be relieved. We avoided all their science fiction dreams of disaster. We achieved all their hopes of peace and prosperity. They would say, finally, you figured it out. Priya nods warmly, and perhaps she would add, it took you long enough. Teacher Priya, class dismissed. Remember to contribute positively to your zones today. Your contribution credits are always being watched by the universe. All students in unison. Thank you, teacher. Namaste. In the silence that follows, Teacher Priya gazes at the earth and whispers a prayer of gratitude to all the ancestors who dreamed of this world, especially those from the Indian subcontinent who never stopped believing that consciousness could transform civilization itself.
Hope you loved today's chapter. If you did, do follow me on my channel and get notified when other chapters of this audiobook gets dropped. Do share it with your loved ones and spread the word. Thank you.